I want to tell you about something that happened to us today. As you know, me and my husband, the Quincy, we are an official interracial couple. And when I was growing up, I never really thought that was a big deal, okay? But we went to Catonsville, which is near South Baltimore and in the county. And it's very nice, and they have a lot of music shops and places that probably tourists would go and shop around at. And we're walking around, and suddenly this police officer pulled up, and he started questioning us like we did something wrong. And I was like, okay. He's like, do you have some ID? I'm like, yeah, sure, I got some ID. And he's like, do you live around here? And I'm like, no, not really. And he said, he told us that he was looking for somebody, and we matched the description. Now, it's just messed up. Alright, I'm just going to say that, but my man Quincy, he's got a lot more to say than I do, so I'm going to let him say what he needs to say about it.
Y'all probably don't know who I am. I go on many names. Doma, Logistic Wolf. My real name is Quincy. Like I said, me and my wife, we was out, just enjoying ourselves like any other respectable people.
Well, we weren't that respectable, but that's
no, but see that, but
how we are,
let's get past that.
We're not that respectable.
Anyway,
sorry.
Going back to the story, like I said, we was just coming out of the skateboard store. We was heading back to the car. I was just enjoying myself. Not a care in the world. And then before I know it, my wife, she's telling me stuff. She said, "Oh, that's a police officer. Stop jumping up and down." I'm like, "Look, I'm not committing a crime. I'm not stealing everything." Now, the first thing people think when they think of a black person, this is what they think of. Breaking into daggone stores, holding people up, that sort of thing. That's not.
You really don't look like the type that would do that.
No, but unfortunately, some people still are living back in the '60s, and all that good stuff. This is not LA. This is not LA riots. This is 2008. We're almost about to go in 2009. Now going back, like I said, mind my own business, doing the usual. And then all of a sudden, police car like he's going this way. Then he does a little detour, turns around, and stops. Then he get out of his car, and then he asks us, "Well, where are we going? And, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, where are you coming from?" Well, and my wife, she starts to go on and tells her, "Well, we came from such and such. Retrace the steps." But you know what? It's not enough. This for that. He wants to see ID. Okay, so my wife, she's looking for the ID. I'm looking for my ID. I got my ID. I show him my ID. Of course, he laughs at my ID.
Well, because you look like buckwheat.
Hey, look, it is what it is. Just take the damn ID and go on. I know I look like my tail look like I need to be deported or something, but that's beside the point. He looks at the ID and then he says, "Well, there are two people from the description, a white woman and a brown-skinned man." Notice, he didn't say a black man.
He said a light-skinned man.
Okay, light-skinned.
So you're not considered black anymore. You're just...
Okay, light-skinned, but still, that doesn't make sense. You could have said light-complected. But anyway, going back again, going back to that again. After that was cleared up, and then they said both the arguments were wearing dark hoodies. That could be anybody. Now we gonna go in. I'm gonna go into different types of profiling. You all probably familiar with the basics. Racial profiling. You already know what racial profiling is. Basically, if you black, you doing wrong. Don't let me see you in a good neighborhood. That's right. If I see you in the Canton area and you look and you don't look and you have no business being there, then maybe you shouldn't be there. Okay, we already know that. Okay, but apparently there are some other types of profiling that you're probably not aware of. Fashion profiling. Okay, want to tell you what fashion profiling. Fashion profiling is this. Basically, if you are a black male, and if you look like you're wearing a hoodie over your head, you look like you're up to something. Or the other type of profiling, if you wearing all white, you look like you still might be up to something, but you kind of, like I said, it's still fashion profiling either way. But see, now you notice, when it comes to white people, now, white people can be looking like pretty bullshit, hell yeah, and looking like a tramp and a junkie, and they will not go after them. Now, mind you, if it's a black person, look, if it's my right to be looking like a junkie coming out my room, out of my house, and going in a good neighborhood, as long as I'm not stealing or disturbing the peace, I should not be approached. But mind you, it's too much like, right, they're not going to approach. Now, they might approach goth kids or emo kids, give or take. Well, wait a minute, they white, but they white people. They just people that look, that basically, kind of got separated from Christianity. But they'll come back to us eventually. They just don't know no better right now. Yeah, but see, notice, it's too much right. Let it be a black person. And then there's the other type of profiling, what I like to call you having a good time profiling. Now, having a good time profiling, this transmutates into the sort of thing is, I'm enjoying myself, and now if you in the city and you enjoying yourself, you bouncing up and down, you laughing, enjoying yourself and everything like that. Mind you, depending on what type of person you are. Now, if you're in one of these rural areas, this is what they call having a good time. Well, holding your hands, not moving around too much. You can't be too loud. You can't have conversations that sound too controversial. That type of thing. You can't. This shouldn't, and it's just plain not right. Thank you. This service announcement has been supported by the DOMA organization.
Thank you.